let us discuss one very important factors. Okay, so I'm going to discuss few points and which are very important. And why I'm saying it is very important, because these might be very small things. Okay, these might be very small things, but it will affect your rank. Okay, so I'm just going to share you some what I could say, some day-to-day activity or some tips. Okay, which you need to follow, which will be better if you follow in the last few days. Okay, maybe for the last 10 days or 1 week or last 15 days, it will be better if you able to make it as like if you could change your lifestyle based on that, some small changes, and also some tips related to the exam day. Okay, right. So to start with, first and foremost thing is, at least 10 to 15 days before your exam. Okay, at least 10 to 15 days before your exam, daily night sleep. Okay, daily night sleep has to be 8 to 10 hours. Okay, so don't say I will sleep only for 4 hours, I will study for the remaining hours. I will sleep only 3 hours, I will study for the remaining hours. It will never work. Okay, unnecessarily headache. Okay, obviously your headache is going to increase, you are going to undergo some stress, pressure, like that is not what you need. Okay, so take a very peaceful sleep. Okay, peaceful sleep at least 8 to 10 hours. Okay, it's like generally 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours will be enough normally, but for the last 10 days, okay, if you are going to write February 13th your exam or February 14th your exam, or whatever the day may be, you just take before that particular day 10 days. Okay, sleep for 8 to 10 hours daily. Okay, so get habituated to get habituated to that. Okay, for the last 10 days, please don't sleep less time. Okay, that is first thing. Now this will be very important, because if you are sleeping properly, your mind will be peaceful, and that is going to obviously increase your efficiency in exam. Okay, you can perform in a much better way. Okay, compared to if you are sleeping 4 hours or 5 hours daily. Now if you are sleeping for 8 to 10 hours daily, if you sleep 8 to 10 hours daily, your mind will be more calm, it will be under more peaceful situation when you are going to write the exam. Okay, so that is why for the last 10-15 days, sleep happily. Okay, happily sleep 8 to 10 hours. Don't take any stress in your mind. Okay, coming to second point, proper diet. That is very important. Okay, especially in the last 10 days. Okay, don't add more junk foods, okay, into your in your day-to-day life. Okay, so try to avoid the junk food as much as possible. Try to avoid the more junks. Okay, that's what I could say, that is more fatty foods, or the food which is going to, which you know. Okay, there are few foods, if you eat more carbohydrates, obviously you will start feeling some, what I could say, some some tired kind of feeling. I'm not explaining it much properly because I'm not a nutritionist, of course, but everyone knows that if you start eating more rice, obviously you will feel some tired, and obviously you will go and sleep, right? So those type of things you eat, but reduce the junk as much as possible, and start including more fruits, more vegetables. If you are taking only one carrot or one fruit, one vegetable daily and one fruit daily, try to make it as two. Okay, two fruits, two vegetables, raw fruits. Okay, take raw fruits, raw vegetables. Okay, so those things, I'm talking about vegetables, raw vegetables without cooking. For example, you can eat two carrots without cooking, and similarly you can take two apples or pomegranate or whatever it is, but include more and more fruits during this last 10 days. Okay, so that, why I'm saying this, that fruits and vegetables, raw vegetables, will make your body light. Okay, instead of carbohydrates and fat. I'm not saying this for the complete lifetime. Okay, you have to take carbohydrates, but take it lessly. That is what my suggestion is for the last 10 days. My suggestion is maintain the diet properly. Okay, don't overtake. Have it, but take it properly. Okay, instead of consuming biryanis of some like daily eating biryani, or morning, afternoon, evening, all the time eating biryani, that is not the suggestible one. Because if you are going to do those types of experiments, okay, with your body, then it will affect your health automatically. So proper diet in the sense that you need to follow a diet which has to make you more active, and which has to reduce the health complications, okay, instead of bringing some health complications. Okay, so those types of diet you need to follow for the last 10 days, especially reduce the oil content, that will be enough. Okay, so fatty content, if you reduce it, that not reducing, try to avoid as much as possible, okay, for the last 10 days. Right, and now coming for the third one, this is very important in fact. See, until exam day, okay, until exam day, you can consume water as your normal level. If you're consuming 2 liters or 3 liters water daily, not at all an issue. But if you are writing exam today, let us assume February 13th, okay, if you are going to write exam today, consume less water please. This is something, see, this may be very silly, honestly this may be very silly, but this is real fact I am saying, okay. There are few centers, gate centers, where restroom will be available and they will allow you, okay, they will allow you in between the exams also. There are few centers, but there are few centers where restrooms are not attached directly to the exam hall. Okay, this may be very silly, maybe some kind of funny thing also, but it will affect, because 3 hours is not something, right? So 3 hours is not something. If you keep on consuming more water, then obviously we need to ease ourselves, and we obviously need a restroom there, but not many centers has that facility. Okay, as I had written many exams before, I know about those things. Few centers have accepted. There are few centers where exam hall and the restrooms will be directly connected, but not all the centers. Okay, that is why if you are lucky enough, then well and good. Okay, you will be having a restroom connected with you, so you can ease yourself whenever you want. But if it is not there, then it could be a problem for you. Okay, so you won't able to concentrate on exam properly. Okay, so that is why I'm suggesting this, but again, it depends on whether the whether the center which is allotted for you is connected with the restroom. See, center might have a restroom, but your exam hall should be connected with the restroom, then only they will be allowing you. Okay, so it may be very silly, but I believe this is very important point. Okay, it's very important point. Now coming for fourth one, concentrate more on concepts. So last 10 days or 1 week, I already made one video about that. So last 1 week, concentrate more on concepts and revision purpose instead of concentrating more on the problems. Okay, so that is, I already talked about that, right? So that you could answer the direct straightforward question easily by recollecting it. So you try to recollect as much as possible, recollect the concept, revise the concept in the last 1 week more instead of concentrating more on problems. Okay. Never guess. Especially this is applicable for MCQ question. Okay, even in MSQ question you can guess, because in MSQ question you are not going to get a negative mark. But in MCQ question, if you guess it, you might think that I will guess, maybe I will get a correct answer. But just, what is that? From the basic knowledge of probability, right? Out of the 4 options, only 1 option is correct, right? So the probability of getting success will be 1/4 and probability of getting failure is 3/4. So the probability of failure will be more. Okay, so that is why my suggestion is never guess if it is MCQ question. Okay, MSQ question you can guess, but don't waste more time on that. Okay, so whatever you know, you try to answer it first. And finally, if you have time and there are some questions which you don't know, then you try to do this. But still, my strongest suggestion is in MCQ question, multiple choice question, never guess. Okay, now coming for numerical question, this is something which is really important. Okay, see, this problem was happening in all the years. Okay, it's not only this year is going to happen. Numerical question, the issue with numerical question is numerical questions are not self-correcting. What does it mean by self-correcting? If you consider MCQ question, options will be there. If you are coming to some answer, you can judge it, okay, my answer is correct or not. You can easily compare the options, your answer with the options, and you can decide, okay, fine, let it be this correct only. But numerical, you might get some answer, okay, but you won't able to judge it also. Okay, suppose the answer range was some 30 to 35, you will get 350, you will get 3500. Okay, still you will take the 3500, you will put it as the value, and then you will proceed for the next question. So those type of mistakes, if you want to avoid, you have to be very, very, very attentive when you are like very, very cautious when you are doing numerical questions. Okay. Otherwise, what happens? You will be doing a question, you will be solving the question fully, but again there will be one doubt which will be coming to your mind. Okay, whether I did it correctly or not. If that doubt comes, what will happen? Again, you will check the same question. Okay, so it's like a double time investment for a single question. So that should be avoided because we have limited time of 3 hours for solving 65 questions, right? So that is why more concentration has to be given on numerical questions. Combinedly, numerical question, MSQ, MCQ, all those things combinedly, the one thing which you have to more cautious is units. Okay, what is the unit they are asking in the question and what you had done. Okay, suppose you would have got in kilonewton, but the question they would have asked in Newton. So when you are ending the question, check what is the unit they are asking and what is the unit which you have done. Okay, right, and then finally scan the paper completely. This is my suggestion which you have to follow strictly. Okay, see in the gate exam panel, okay, in the screen there will be one small option. If I am not wrong here, okay, so here there will be a small option, question paper. Okay, if you click on this option, the complete question paper will be displayed. Okay, all the 65 questions will be there in that question paper panel. If you click it, you can see all those things, all the questions. So my suggestion is, before starting the exam, take some 4 to 5 minutes of time, give a glance on those questions. Once if you give a glance on those questions, you will get to know about the question level. Okay, whether they are asked, whether the paper was at a tougher side or at a easier side, or was it at a moderate side. Okay, so you will be able to understand that, and based on that you can frame one strategy. Okay, so that is why before writing the exam, okay, before starting the exam, once have a glance at question paper, invest some 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. I'm not asking you to read each and every question, I'm just asking you to give a glance, that's it. Okay, now so that you can identify the what is the paper pattern, and how, like, not paper pattern, how is the paper what I could say, the level. Okay, right, and then based on that you can frame a strategy. And after, that is also very important, after, there is no requirement for going for question paper, but check the questions. Was there any question which you not yet attempted? Why this after is also important? Okay, why this after is also important? Because there are possibilities where few questions will be very easy. For example, 65 questions are there, right? 65 questions will be there. You attended some 45 questions, some 20 questions are balanced, and maybe there is a possibility that in this 20 question there are possibilities some very easy or very, very well known question. You might know the question, but in some urgency you left it. Okay, you would have left it when you are solving in the first attempt. Okay, when you are going through the paper first time, you would have left it in some urgency, but the question was very simple, very well known, very easy. Okay, so instead of worrying after the exam, because this will happen with most of the students, okay, they will instead of not seeing the questions properly, they will come out of the exam and then they will start what I could say, they will start crying that, sir, this question was very easy, I know the question, but I didn't attend it because I didn't see the question properly. You have to avoid that. For avoiding that, last 15 minutes or 30 minutes, whenever you are getting time at the end, okay, at the end, go through the paper completely again. Okay, especially the questions which you not answered. You have to go through the question which you answered also. It is like a revision one time, and the questions which you not answered also you have to go through once, because there are possibilities where easy questions will be hiding. Okay, there will be red mark, right? There will be red mark and mark for review, green mark. Green mark is answered one. Okay, red mark and mark for review is the questions which you left out, right? Not yet answered. So go for the question and find out whether the questions are easy, whether I will be able to answer it or not. So that is very important again. So that is the 7th one, very important. It could bring you some 2 to 3 marks in addition. Okay. 8th one. This is something like cheating yourself, maybe cheating your mind or something like that. Kill your expectation. What does it mean? Don't expect more. When you are going to write the exam, don't expect I will get 80, I will get 90, I will get AR1, I will get AR10. Keep your mind completely away from the result. Completely away from the result. You are going to have 3 hours. You are going to have 3 hours. whatever possible from your side in that 3 hours, do it. Whatever possible, whatever you can do in that 3 hours, do it. During that 3 hours, okay, during that 3 hours, don't keep on worrying about the rank. Okay, so maybe you will be answering few questions, and if you are not answering the questions properly, you'll start worrying about the rank, right? Oh my god, I didn't answer these 5 questions. Will I get this rank? Will I get this mark? Please don't do that. Okay, that is what. Kill your expectations completely before entering into the exam hall. Never, just keep reminding yourself that never think about the result, never think about the rank. I'm just forgetting about the rank. I'm going in, 3 hours is there, 3 hours is my, like what I could say, 3 hours is my time. I will try to do as best as possible. I will just be my best version. I will perform as good as possible, and then I will come out. After coming out, you can think, okay, not an issue. After coming out, you can think, okay, these are the things, all those things you can do after coming out of the exam hall. But during the 3 hours, never expect anything. If you keep some expectations when you are entering in the exam hall, if you are not able to perform well, also it is an issue. If you perform well, also it is an issue. If you're not able to perform well, obviously your confidence level will increase, your confidence level will decrease, and you will start thinking that will I able to get that rank. If you start thinking that, you won't able to concentrate on the present question, right? So that problem. If you are performing well also, what will happen? Next question you will become more lethargic, you will become more cool. Okay, that type of attitude will come. So that advice is, don't keep any expectation, keep your mind completely cool, and you just be open minded. Okay, just go and write, perform the 3 hours and come out, and later after coming out you think whatever you want. Okay, because we know that our mind is a monkey, so it used to jump from one, like it used to keep on thinking something, it used to jump from one place to another place, right? So I am asking you, don't allow that monkey to jump from the exam hall to the result. Try to keep the mind as much as possible in the exam hall only. So don't jump into the result. That is my suggestion. When you are in the exam hall, just try to be in the exam hall for the 3 hours. Don't allow your mind, don't allow your monkey to jump into the final result, to think about the final result. Don't allow it. Okay. So that's what my final suggestions. Okay, so again, all these things also, I hope so I made it as a different videos, but I just want to make it as a series of some 4 or 5 videos on all the tips or whatever the possible things which I could give. Okay, so that it will be helpful for the students, right? So that is what I'm trying to do. These are just a reminder for you. Okay, so just keep this all the points whatever I discussed in your mind, and perform the exam well. Okay, so that's it. All the best.